Bitcoin is approaching new all-time highs. Where is it going to go as we head into the summer and as we get into the fall? Here in 2024, welcome back to the Blockhash podcast channel. We're going to do some chart analysis for Bitcoin today. Take a look at where it's going in June and beyond. So make sure to also check out our Substack, blockhash.substack.com, to get all the latest information, videos, content before everybody else on a weekly basis. Also check out blockhashpodcast.com for all your latest episodes and combined resources all in one place. All right, let's take a look. So our chart is holding up pretty well for Bitcoin. We drew these trend lines, the upper bounds, the lower bounds, the last time we were doing this video, and it seems to have held pretty well. So the theory is playing out exactly how we want. Again, we had the halving come in April. We had a strong reversal come in the beginning of May, and we broke out of this funnel. We held that wedge around the 12th of May, went to the top of this band perfectly. Like to see that, came back down perfectly, bounced, and here we are again, really starting to consolidate up here at the previous all-time high. This is looking really good for Bitcoin, and amazingly following exactly what the funnel is doing. That's why I preach funnels all the time, guys. You don't need to do all these fancy charts. You don't need all these EMAs, Bollinger Bands, whatnot, RSIs and MACDs. They can be very helpful and they can help gauge the market, but they're just one in many different things you can do. Personally, I love to do funnels because they really give a sense of direction and a potentiality for where it can go in terms of its new predictable highs, new predictable lows. And this is holding up very well. This is just a perfect use case of that. So matching up with that, we'll take a look at the EMA real quick. On the 20, 50, 100, and 200, Bitcoin is looking pretty strong. Bouncing off the 20, looking very bullish there. When we're seeing strong sentiment on the shorter time frames on the EMA, that's usually a good sign. Not retesting the 50 much at all, the 100 or the 200, that looks great. No lower lows. We've moved from a low of about 57,000 to 60, 61,000 to 67, 66,000. Again, hitting this ceiling for new all-time high again, 71, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times since March when we had a little bit of a blow off top there. So looking good. The question here is, can we continue in this direction and set a new all-time high, which is going to be close to 73.6? And let's see, what would be the key indicators for this? RSI, we're not oversold yet. That's a good sign. We're kind of treading along sideways, but we got to keep an eye on that in case it does get to that point. Pull up the MACD real quick. Probably going to be very similar. Yeah, so we're over the volume bars, which is good. You could say that we're getting into overbought territory a little bit, but we're flipping back up on that MACD. We did flip below it slightly here, but we held it well. And this is pointing into the upward direction again, so we're getting that divergence. Usually on the MACD, what I want to see is that blue line start to turn, because usually that correlates with a bottom. Same thing with a high. When it starts to turn, correlates with a little bit of a high. You can see that stuff matched up pretty well. Bottoms, highs. That's to look for with MACD, but things look fine there. Backing out to the weekly, let's get a little bit more of a long-term view of this. Going all the way back to 2021, here we have an area of, I'm just going to say all-time high, I guess. I don't like to pick an exact number because I don't think that helps us. I think picking a range is a little bit better, and we definitely have hung out and started to pop out of that range. In fact, we're starting to, on the weekly, consolidate above this range, which is a really good sign. So Bitcoin's showing a lot of strength up here. There's a possibility, yeah, that it could come back down, but we're not seeing that. The sentiment's really good. You're seeing a lot of inflows into these ETFs for Bitcoin. Seeing a lot of firms go in and buy it up when it does dip down, which we saw a couple of days ago. So Bitcoin's looking like it's going to probably start to rip towards its higher highs. Everyone's making predictions it's going to get to 100,000 plus this year, probably. But what does that path look like? So I'm going to go back to the daily because it just gives us a little bit more to work with. I'm going to give you my price prediction. All right. So let's say this funnel holds a little bit longer. It won't last forever. Things will change. We'll do this. How accurate is that? Guys, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button as well. Really helps the channel and with reach for every video. Share with a friend too. So let's say that it continues in this path, all right? Let's say we come back up, make a new all-time high, come back down, come back up. Like, let's say we stay in here for a while. Sometime over the summer, we definitely could be, broaching the area of 80,000, getting close to 90,000 potentially if it makes another move up. That's all in play. If this funnel is to hold, we're definitely on that trajectory to get to 80, 90,000 over the summer by the time we get to the fall, which would be pretty much in line with getting to 100,000 by the time we get to 2025. I'm starting to speculate that 2025 really will be the big year unless something big happens relatively soon. It's just weird for Bitcoin to hang out here at all-time highs and not have the sentiment. Again, like I say on all these videos, it is retail that's holding us back. Once retail gets in, then we'll have a clear picture of what's going to happen next. Let's say we don't hold this funnel. I'm expecting this to come up, make a new all-time high, get close to 80. Let's say it comes back down, breaks through, and then we go sideways for a while. Okay, then we could be potentially seeing the next moves up as we get into the fall. That is another likely scenario and also a very healthy one. I don't mind if Bitcoin continues to go sideways. I just want to see it get comfortable at this level. All right. It's been forming lows at 70,000, 60,000. Actually, we'll say 65,000, 60,000. Hopefully this ceiling will turn into a low. So again, we come up, come back down, retest 70. That's what we want to see as well. Again, ceilings turning into floors. That's always a sign of a bullish market. Bearish scenarios, if there's a possibility of that really at this point, it's that we can't get through this and we come down and then maybe we actually retest pretty harshly, but something would really need to affect the price in the market. I don't really see that to be apparent right now. So I don't think it's in play. But to give you my prediction for June, I think it's very likely we continue through this scenario and that we can get to the higher levels of 70,000. I think we'll definitely be at an all-time high again and into price discovery once again in June. After that, it's kind of anyone's guess. If we're going to hold this funnel, then my long-term prediction is that, we're going to get to 100,000 in 2024. All right. To get to 100,000, we need to hold this funnel though. If we don't, then this becomes much more extended. Again, we come sideways and we have to figure out how to get there over the fall. So I'm going to say we get close to 80,000, but we're probably going to stay in the 70,000 range here in June. And over the summer, we have a chance, if we can stay in the funnel, to get closer and closer to 100,000. It's just really going to depend on a lot of factors, but Bitcoin's juiced up right now. And as soon as we can clear this and get to a new all-time high, a lot of money, a lot of capital might start pouring in again, guys. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on that. But those are my predictions. That's what I think is going to happen to Bitcoin. Everything looks really good. With where we're at in the market, I don't see any concern that this is going to fall off a cliff. Just because we got back to an all-time high doesn't mean that, the bull market's over. This is just the beginning. Let's go to the weekly one last time before we wrap up this video. You look at previous markets. The last one in 2017, 2018 was 20,000. We went up. This isn't going to be completely adjusted, but 270, 80%. What does that look like if we do that now from our all-time high? All right. From our all-time high, if we were to do that again, we're going much higher, guys. Let's say we go to 200%, just 200%. We're going to get to $200,000 of Bitcoin. If we look at this on scale, What was it? 200 something. I got to back up here. Excuse me. Here we go. Grab this. Go to here. Whoop. That'll do. Two 240. We'll say 240%. Close enough. This isn't going to be exact anyways. Let's just take this over here. If we have a relatively similar move, we should be close to 120,000. And that's a move just looking at like the spread on things, not looking at the percentage. Obviously, this could be a lot higher, but that just depends on so many factors. Who knows where it goes after price discovery for Bitcoin? I do think it'll go much, much higher. I just don't know if it's going to rip that high in 2024. I think 2024 is the precursor to get us to 2025, which is the only thing that worries me about this hanging out at this level a little bit longer. Like it might not be ready. Again, retail is not fully into the market, and you can't have institutions just driving the price the whole time. You need retail to actually speculate. So interest rate cuts, that's one of the biggest things I'm looking for retail. But that's getting ahead of myself. That's what I think for June. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section for Bitcoin as well, in terms of the price, maybe your own predictions, anything in the market you think that could be a major catalyst going into the rest of this year for Bitcoin. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe if you have not already. If you have, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.